Welcome back to Living the Country Life. This is Greg again. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here at the homestead and a bit overcast, about 78, 80 degrees. And today I'm going to be tackling this fence line. So when I mow every week or every other week, I typically just mow as close as I can to the fence line on both sides. But what happens is with this cattle panel fencing, it's really hard to get into all of the grooves with a weed eater. So I only really weed eat the fence line about once or twice a year since it's such a big job. Anyways, today I'm gonna attempt to get it real nice and clean, and then I'm gonna come back behind it with some high concentrate vinegar and spray that down as low as I can get it around on both sides of the fence line, and see if I can't cut back the grass and the weeds for the good part of the summer here. Have a nice clean line for when I mow. So a couple of things I need to take into consideration here on this fence line is I have some blackberry vines. You can see here, it's a really nice blackberry vine with some blackberries coming on it. I want to avoid getting any vinegar on that. Now it is a bit windy right now, so hopefully by the time I get to doing the spraying, the wind will be died down, because I don't want that vinegar going all over the place. It's hard to see right now, but down the line I also have two more little baby blackberries. I want to try to avoid those as well. So I'm going to take some hand clippers and try to trim around those as close as possible. So I don't avoid whacking those down with the weed eater. So with that said, let's get started. I imagine this will take a few hours to get done. Well, I was going to mow a strip down the front of the fence line here to get started, but something happened to my mower and I can't engage my blades. I don't know if that gear gave out or what, but I'm not going to be able to do that, and I'll have to sort that out. In the meantime, I'll just go ahead and start using the weed eater. Okay, so I got this side of the fence line done. All the way down. And then into this corner. So this is a shared fence line here going back this way. I'm not going to get that one today. Just going to do this back fence I have. Let's go work on the other side. Okay, I was having some camera problems with the wind there. Kept knocking my tripod over. But I got both sides of the fence all the way down to the corners. I did skip around those two little blackberry bushes. But while I'm over here on this side of the yard, I'll show you something I'm excited about this year. This corn patch we put in. It's about around 100 corn stalks. Right now they're about a foot and a half, maybe a little over a foot tall. Excited to see those grow. I'm gonna go get my clippers, hand clippers, and clip around those blackberry bushes. All right, I'm here at the first blackberry bush. Let me show that to you. You can see where I trimmed around this little blackberry bush in there. So I'm going to take my hand clippers and try to clean that up as much as I can. I ended up just using my hands to get in there. It was much more efficient than that cutter, but I was able to get around that bush. This is the second year, I believe, for this blackberry. It got cut down last year by mistake, and so did the other one. That's why they're not bigger, but I think that's looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and get to the next one. All right, there is the second little baby blueberry or blackberry plant. Looking pretty good. Now, it's pretty windy. I'm gonna see what kind of success I have with the vinegar. If it's looking like it's too windy, I'll hold off and I'll do it later. But let's get to that. Okay, so I got the vinegar out. Let me show you what I'm using today. This is this 30% vinegar. It's super concentrated. It says 6 times stronger than regular vinegar. This one's by Harris. I also have a 20% vinegar, but I've got about this much here left. I'm going to go ahead and use this first. And then just picked up this new sprayer. My sprayer broke. So this is a 2-gallon sprayer. Roundup makes it. And what caught my attention on this was it's got an adjustable nozzle here for a stream, cone, or a fan. It's really easy to use. So, or at least I think it's going to be easy to use. We'll find out. And then it's got this release valve that you just pull up like this, which was better than the one I had before. I think it was an HDX from Home Depot. Anyhow, let me get this filled up with the vinegar and see if it's going to be, the wind's going to hold us enough to do some spraying. All right, looks like that might be about a 1/4 of a gallon or so, maybe a 1/5 of a gallon. Anyhow, let's try it out. Okay, since the wind's blowing pretty good, I'm gonna try it out with a little test section over here because it's away from my blackberry plants. And I certainly don't want to get the vinegar on those because it will kill anything it lands on. Now, another reason I use vinegar is because my neighbors here next to me here have horses, and I don't. They love to eat along their fence line. And while I didn't trim that fence line, I just don't like putting chemicals out here where the animals are. All right, let's see how this goes. Well, sounds like there's air escaping. Okay, I think it's going to work if I keep it low enough. I'm not going to be able to really film all the rest of this, but I'm going to get this vinegar laid down and then we'll wrap it up. I was only able to get one side of the fence line treated with vinegar because it took pretty much the whole gallon I had. Now that gallon of concentrated vinegar, 20%, is about $25 a gallon. I have to get another one and treat the other side. You can see here, let me show you, after about an hour, it's already started to brown the grass. And here under the sun today, the hot sun, hopefully it'll really penetrate those blades and knock that grass and those weeds out. You can see all along this fence line here, the grass has already begun to turn brown, yellowish brown. I stood pretty clear of these blackberries. I stopped right here. I didn't want to get anywhere close. You can see kind of where that yellow stops, and then the yellow picks back up here. I'll just continue to trim those by hand. I'd hate to ruin those with vinegar, but the vinegar is penetrating. Looks like it's working pretty good and pretty quickly. I think what I'll do is I'll probably pick up several gallons. It starts getting a little expensive, but this is an eyesore all year long. And if I can keep it down, manageable, it'll be a lot easier to deal with and a lot more enjoyment for us. I was able to get right up to the start of the second side here. You can see. And then I didn't get anywhere close to that nice big blackberry vine. It's got some blackberries coming on. And then I ran out. So I have all the rest of that fence line to treat. I think I could do that with about one more gallon. I did have a bit of a mishap with my mower at the beginning of the video. For some reason, my PTO is not engaging the blades. If anybody knows what issue that might be, please let me know in the comments. I looked underneath there and I saw the belt on there. So I'm not sure if something's stripped or broken. I'll have to do some research on that. Quick update. I was able to get my mower started. So now I have a nice strip to show the completed fence line. I just mowed one strip along the edge on both sides. And I think it looks a lot better. All right, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you have any other ideas on how to treat a fence line, keep it manageable and nice looking like this, particularly a cattle panel fence where the it's really hard to get the string from the weed eater in between all the little squares of the cattle panel. Please let me know. I am certainly interested in better ways to do this and continue to beautify the property here on the Living the Country Life channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're excited to share all this with you. If you like the video, please give it a like. And like I said, please feel free to comment, give us any critiques or advice. We're open to everything. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.